Is THV 11 News at 6.
We start tonight in Faulkner County, where the sheriff's office says at least one person is dead on Sturgis Road in Conway. Details are limited, but authorities are asking you to stay away as they work to secure the area. We will, of course, bring you more information as we receive it. Over in Pine Bluff, 40-year-old Herschel Osgood is now behind bars after allegedly stabbing a man in the parking lot of Saracen Casino Saturday night. Police say an officer working security went to check in on the driver of a Ford Bronco. After questioning, the driver said everything was fine, but shortly after, the officer noticed he had been stabbed. He also discovered the suspect was still in the vehicle. Osgood was later taken into custody and now faces multiple felony charges. Hello, and thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Brooke Buckner here with Chief Meteorologist Tom Brannon.
Hello there.
We have a weather impact alert issued for this weekend.
Yeah.
Of course, things could change between now and then.
Yeah, you know, and things will change. Everything's going to be fluid with this. And for those of you that may have caught us at 5 o'clock, we're talking about the possibility of some wintry weather in Arkansas. Certainly cold. More cold air is on the way. And we begin tonight with another cold air blast. And we'll get to the weather impact alert here momentarily. But a beautiful sunset out there over downtown Little Rock. Traffic has been fairly light in volume because of the holiday. But tomorrow it's back to work, back to school. And I know a lot of kids are going to be looking at the forecast as we head into the latter part of the week and the weekend. Our current temperatures are colder northwest, 25 Harrison, Little Rock right now 34, 50 Texarkana, 43 down in Monticello. Our numbers will slide on back into the lower 20s. We'll wake up tomorrow morning 21. Don't forget to stream your faucets tomorrow morning. And now we talk about the weather impact alert for the potential for wintry precipitation increasing in Arkansas as we head through your Friday, Sunday time period. I don't think it's going to be an all-day, 3-day event, but we'll have to deal with some very cold air. So anything that falls this weekend is more than likely going to stick around a while. We'll talk about model timing, what we expect and what you can expect coming up here in just a few minutes. Brooke.
Thanks, Tom. To help people stay away from the cold, a few warming shelters are opening up around central Arkansas. Here's a list of those. The ones in Little Rock and North Little Rock open at 8 tonight. Jacksonville opens at 8:30. We will update the list as more open on THV11.com. We continue our coverage of the Little Rock School Board election. If you joined us at 5, you met Zone 3 candidate Solandria Jackson. New at 6, we meet her opponent, Kadarius Napper, and his vision for the district. THV 11's Tanya Motorzitsky reports Zone 3 is one of only 2 contested races.
With declining enrollment in a newly downsized school board, only 2 Little Rock School District races are contested this year. Zone 3 is one of them. And we're hearing from the second candidate, Kadarius Napper, who's asking for your vote. He currently works with juveniles across the state and says it's important to cut off the education to prison pipeline at an early age by giving teachers the tools they need to make sure students K through 3rd can read.
Teachers need resources. Teachers need someone who's going to stick up for them, who's going to advocate for them, who's going to speak up ultimately. I'm also seeing a slight decrease in school attendance. And one of my big things that I wanted to push in the campaign is being there for teachers and making sure that students are able to read. But for them to provide them those services, they have to be there.
Napper says the district needs ways to better market itself, and hopefully that will bring families back to the district.
There's things called, there used to be called in-home coordinators. I believe Western Hills still have their in-home coordinators. We need more of those throughout the district. So that means that they're going into the communities, not calling, they're actually going up to their doors and figuring out what do you need, what's going on. I believe that we need those in each schools.
As enrollment keeps slipping and funding becomes a hurdle, Napper plans to trim costs by leveraging local groups.
We need to find more grants, and we also need to utilize our community. There's a lot of community organizations in Little Rock that I personally spoke with that are ready to work with these school districts. We need to start using our resources in that way. And I believe that that would cut down some of us being in debt if we actually start using the community.
He also wants vacant schools turned into family resource hubs to boost attendance and support.
What I've seen personally, some kids don't have anywhere to go after school. And that's even worse. Or they're trying to live somewhere, going to couch. We have to support these students, not just in the school, but we have to find a way to support them outside of it as well.
Thank you, Tanya. Early voting starts 4 weeks from today on February 16th. You can watch the full interview on our website, THV11.com. Across the nation, Americans are celebrating the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on the federal holiday that honors his work and legacy. Here in Little Rock, the Arkansas MLK Jr. Day Commission celebrated by giving back. They hosted a food giveaway with volunteers, families, and community members lining up early to lend a hand and pick up much-needed groceries.
And we're blessed to have folks to help out, but you know what? They could be doing anything, but they're promoting the ideology of Dr. King and promoting service today. And that's what counts, to see other citizens, other Arkansans come out to help one another in this time of need is really amazing.
They're wrapping up their celebration with a fireworks show that just started a few minutes ago. We can hear it from our studio. For the 13th year, volunteers came together today to pack compassion into backpacks for people experiencing homelessness across central Arkansas. The Pearls Foundation, in partnership with Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated's Chi Eta Omega and Theta Mu chapters, along with community members, sorted and packed supplies as part of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service. Those backpacks were distributed today to unsheltered neighbors from Pulaski County all the way to Polk County.
It's a blessed opportunity for us to be in our 13th year, and for it to keep growing and growing. We're elated about it.
Just getting the word out, involving other community interest holders is always important. We're super excited about the number that we have today, and we look to make it bigger and better.
Organizers say the goal goes beyond backpacks. It's about meeting people where they are and continuing to expand the impact across central Arkansas. And celebrations continued all day here in Little Rock, starting early this afternoon as the community came together for the annual MLK Parade, honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. THV 11's Maya Ellison shows us what made today's celebration so special.
Nearly 6 decades after Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, the message is still moving, not just in words, but in action. A packed South End neighborhood is the norm on MLK Day, and for 39 years, the parade has winded through Little Rock, bringing the community together, one block at a time.
We are here in unity. That's what Dr. King wanted, so we are so happy to have so much unity in our community, and we're going to just celebrate.
Marie Hollowell, president of the Little Rock NAACP, says this day is about more than tradition. It's about pushing Dr. King's legacy forward.
The people in our community, when we're out marching, when we're out protesting, when we are fighting for everybody's rights, then we know that his dream is coming alive. I think in everything that we do, his legacy shows up.
Just look along MLK Drive, from the music to the food, to every face along the route. Just like the words spoken decades ago, history has a way of coming back around.
Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children.
The importance of the day, I would hope, never gets left behind, because of all the days that we pick as holidays, this is the one day that's more, to me, in his honor, would be a day to serve and do something good in the neighborhood for someone else.
And that service extends beyond the parade, moving from the streets into the lives it touches.
Free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
The time is always right to do the right thing. There's no bad time to do what's right, to love on people, to help somebody, just because even if you can't, if you don't have it, but it's always the right time to do what's right.
In Little Rock, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
Thank you, Maya. Right after the parade, community members gathered at MLK Elementary for a birthday bash. If you missed it, fireworks will close out the night. Details are on our website, thv11.com. This Martin Luther King Day, we have a special right here on THV 11 as we honor his life and legacy. Our sister station in Atlanta also got the chance to talk to Martin Luther King III and his wife. Here's a look at that interview.
One day we will achieve the dream, but thus far we have not. And sadly, in our country, we are more divided than we ever should have been. So it's time to bring civility back to the political space. I think my father and mother have dedicated their lives to bringing about change, and great changes were made. However, they are stalled temporarily. I don't believe anything is permanent. We're a nation that's always changing.
Coming up on 6:30 Central, we look back at some of his iconic speeches, trips across the country, and memorials remembering Dr. King across the country. But still to come here at 6, retailers are bringing the convenience of online shopping to the physical store. We'll show you what's coming up for consumers in 2026.
Lots to talk about this week. Next 3 days, no concerns winter weather-wise, although it is going to be cold. Tomorrow, chilly 48, showers on Wednesday, cloudy Thursday, leading up to our weather impact alert for the weekend. I'll have your forecast next.